do my DTM project. And I will speak not about that, but about something else today. I begin the pathway story swaps yesterday at the Online Alliance. We were swapping stories to each other about our experience of pathway, and it was wonderful. I hope that this club also will do one soon. That is my introduction, and my subject is, I will tell you what my subject is. My title is, "And the Sky is Free for All of Us." The sky from my window 2 hours before. So when I begin now, my story begins. You can take the time. Who is the timekeeper?
I am.
Okay. So
Well,
then
but your times again. Give me your times again. I failed to listen to it.
Okay, you, Derek, you tell me when I can begin. Yeah? Okay. I was looking for a subject because my project says any subject, any style, 5 to 7 minutes, and note the times it takes. And I knew I should speak about witty pathway storytellers, story swaps, which I do. And then I realized that I am still very romantic at heart. I still read romance novels. And it says like this: something old, something new, something blue, and something borrowed. What is all these story swaps? They were so old as 1,000 and 1,000-year old. Pathway is new. What is blue? Blue is the sky. I showed you my sky. And suddenly, from far away, from the time I was 40, a story jumped on me, all made up. I just have to write. I wrote 4 pages without stopping. I remembered a moment of my life when I was 40 years old. I had 2 children, and we were about the same age. But my husband's mistress was not yet 20. And when I found out, yet again, and I found a letter from her planning their future, I told enough. And I asked to divorce him. When he finally consented, he looked me up and down and told me, "Julie, if you go your way, your life as woman is finished." Of course, she was less than 20, and I had a body of 40-year-old with 2 children and an operation also. But didn't matter. I wanted a new life. He went away, and a week later, I went to the supermarket with my old car, to buy food for a week for me, my children, because I worked every day, so I had no time other than weekend. Supermarket was half an hour farther up the hill. I put everything I needed in the cart. I arrived at the cashier and gave my credit card, and the cashier looked at me, but you don't have enough money in your cards to pay for all this? I don't have enough money? My salary came in just a week before, and I didn't buy so many things. How much money I have? And she told me very, very, very little, almost nothing. I had to take out half of my card, leave it there, put all my cash, which I still had, to buy also bread and some meat, and went out very ashamed. And I was already outside when I realized my ex, almost husband, went away with all our money. We had a common account in the bank. Both our salaries went in. I can tell you, I was really shocked. How I will manage 3 more weeks until the end of the month. I was driving home. My eyes misty, so I could barely see the road, but slowly. Afternoon, late afternoon, and suddenly I looked up through the window sill, a wonderful sky with clouds and twilight, sunset was there. And that was a changing moment in my life. I realized I don't need a lot of money because there are so many joys in life that are free for all of us. And I admire the sky. And I was no more so shocked. The beautiful clouds smiled at me. I also remembered I could go to, instead of buying a book, I could go to the lending library and take out some English book to learn better English. And who knows, something good awaits me far away. That was a great moment, and I think we all should remember. The nature is there for us and changes and smile at us. And this evening, I had a beautiful sky also, which I could look at my window. As you see, there is a big building there and trees, but usually I don't see them. I see mostly the beautiful sky. Please wait for me. And I am sure you can also find something beautiful around you. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Julie. I will now ask the timer to give the evaluator 3 minutes to complete his evaluation. And then, and I think the evaluator is also the next speaker. Yes? John or Brian, are you evaluating Julie's speech? Or no, it's John, I'm sorry. So while John is completing his evaluation, Brian, can you just give us an introduction about who you are and what your speech is going to be about and what we can expect, and kind of set the stage so that the emphasis in your speech will be greater realized? Thank you.
We cannot hear you, Brian.
Okay. I am a member of only 4 Toastmaster clubs as of today, 2 100% online clubs, and 2 hybrid clubs, or 1.5. I'm not sure about First Canadian at the moment.
Evaluating Julie. Let's welcome John.
Madam General Evaluator and fellow Toastmasters. Julie's speech today was about her pathway story swap, and she took us through a good part of her life. As usual, Julie is an excellent storyteller. She had a great opening, and I loved it. Something old, something new. I thought she was going to tell us about her wedding, when instead she told us about her wedding breakup. Using a great lead-in like that, she then had the story flow very smoothly throughout. She talked about a painful part of her life. She talked about how suddenly, at a very dangerous time of her life, a sudden bolt of sunshine awakened her to the possibilities rather than focusing on the negatives. Julie used pauses for effect, and they were very good. She did a great job of taking us through the lessons she learned at overcoming difficulties that she had. Julie has good vocal variety, and her descriptions are very clear, which obviously comes from her reading of romance novels. She is calm throughout the program. The only improvement I could really suggest to Julie is that there were a few very emotional parts of this story, and they all seem to be the same. At the time when she was worried about having no money for the next 3 weeks' groceries, I would have wanted to see sadness and worry and anger for having had her bank account cleared out. And then when she developed her solutions, she did a wonderful job of explaining and bridging to the sunset outside of her room to the sunrise that helped her to overcome her difficulties. Julie, loved your story, perhaps a little more facial emotion, and it'll be truly outstanding.